So the next videos we're going to look at in logic are going to go over the basics for the truth tables. So that's 3.2 and 3.3. These are going to lay the foundations for the truth tables, which you will also use in 3.4 and 3.5. So 4 out of the 6 sections on this test, you will use truth tables. Super important for you to make sure that you understand how to do them. I do them slightly different than the textbook does. I do not mind whichever way that you want to do them. That is up to you. So I tend to go left to right when I do my truth tables, as you'll see in a little bit. They in the book tend to go work, put it down, list it, and work from the outermost to the innermost piece. That's easy. If you're using different colors, it gets a little confusing sometimes. So we're going to start off with what the definition of truth tables are. So truth tables are basically some type of device, which we're going to make a chart for, to determine whether a compound statement is true or false. So sometimes we don't actually know, for example, it is raining. It depends on where you're talking about. So we can list out every single possibility that can occur and list out the possibilities and then go through the steps using the rules to come up with a truth value for every single scenario. So that's really important. A truth table gives a truth value for every single case. So you're going to be asked in this 2 sections to either do a truth table or a truth value. Please read the directions carefully. So we're going to look at every rule for logical connectives. In 3.2, we're going to deal with negations, ands, and ors. And then in 3.3, we'll deal with the rules for conditionals and if and only if. So negation, remember, just means that this is the only time we're going to deal with one simple statement. So that simple statement is either true or false. The negation of those just means take the opposite meaning. That's it. This is the only case that we're going to have 2 possibilities for. In the future, we're going to be dealing with all the rest of the logical connectives, at least tie in 2 simple statements. And so we have to take into consideration every case. So that's what we're going to look at here next. If we do not know a truth value, we have to design a truth table to fit every single possibilities. So there's, again, a method to madness here on how you design them. We're going to start with the pattern of pairs because we need to look at every single piece here, and so then we're going to alternate true, false, true, false. So notice here we now have every single sample. 2 trues, alternating but in opposite orders, and 2 falses. So notice what I did there if I was dealing with 2 simple statements. Pairs in column P, alternating in column Q. I will design every single truth table with 2 simple statements this way. Looking at 3 simple statements, which is the only other type we will see in this section, in this chapter. There are obviously more. So we're going to stay with similar patterns, but notice we're adding an extra column on here. So we're going to start off with the pattern of 4 trues, 4 falses. Then we're going to go to pairs. Then we're going to alternate. This is making sure that we have every single scenario from all trues to 2 trues rotated around to 1 true rotated around, and finally with all of the falses. So over here, this is just kind of, again, to summarize why this works. This goes back to, remember when we were dealing with our sample spaces and some of those ideas. This is going to give me 2 to the n patterns, where we have n is our number of statements. For 2 statements, which was the first one we dealt with, it was 2 to the second, which is 4 different possibilities. For 3 statements, we have 2 to the third, which gives me 8 possibilities. This is the way you're going to design every single one of these truth tables. Do not use the 8 if you only have 2 simple statements. So double check what you're dealing with in that problem. So our next piece we're going to look at again, is a summary page and what we're going to deal with in these sections. So I already mentioned this. The first one is they're going to just ask for a truth. Excuse me. The first one, they will ask for a truth value. So this is either true or false, because we already know the values for the simple statements. So you're only going to get one answer for that type. The other grouping is going to be asking for a truth table, and you have to list all cases out. So we will either be listing out 4 cases or 8 cases, depending on what we have. I mentioned this as well. There are 2 ways to do a truth table. You can do it the way that they do it in my math lab, or you can do it the way I do it from left to right. It's whatever makes more sense for you. I generally do truth tables from left to right because I think it's easier for people to follow all the time. So I'm going to do a chart here, and I'm going to come back to it. But notice if I have 2 simple statements, we're going to start with our pattern. 2 trues, 2 falses, true, false, true, false. So we are referring back to these as our basic columns, and that's how we're going to start it off. Negations, remember, just says flip the meaning. So this becomes false, false, true, true, because we are looking at column 1 and flipping it. For the negation of Q, we are looking at column 2, and I'll label these underneath. Sometimes that helps. And so that's going to be alternating pairs, false, true, false, true. Now we're going to summarize our other 2 rules for this section. We've already talked about negation means flip it. So that's what we did on these 2. An and problem is not a new one. So first of all, this is a conjunction, and our symbol is an upside down V. Remember the words we used when we dealt with these before. It does not change. The word you're always going to see me put down is the word both. So both must be true to get a true answer. Order on this one is not important. And so what I mean by that is I'm just saying both have to be true. So remember, this is looking at an and. So it's saying both have to. And we're looking at column 1 and column 2, the 2 that I have highlighted. If both are true, so true and true, that works. The second row, true then false, is false. False then true is false. False, false is false. Because in this case, both have to be true. And the only time they're both true is on this one here. So that's my and. My second one is going to be my or. And so this is again is not a new idea. This is our disjunctive or disjunction. It is my V. It's like a trash can. We can put anything in it. At least one has to be true to get a true answer. And means they both have to be true to get an answer. Remember, or means either one can work when we thought about our way we phrased it before. So if we have at least one true, we have a true answer. This one again, order does not matter. So looking at our or, I will again write down that phrase. So there I wrote it on the top. Here I'm going to write at the bottom. At least one true. So we're looking at the 2 columns again that are in yellow. Our first 2 columns. So true or true, we have at least one, so that works. Second one, true then false, at least one, which works. Third one, false then true, at least one, it works. The only one that does not work is false and false. That's the only one that does not have at least one true. So this is what this section is about. The negation, the and the or. And I'm going to come back and rephrase these and resummarize these as we move through this. But that is the basic rules. So we're now going to look at some examples. So the first two are going to say, find the truth value. So I'm only getting an answer of true or false. So this is my simple statement, and this is my simple statement. 3 plus 2 equals 5. That is a true statement. 6 plus 4 equals 8. That is a false statement. So now I'm using my rule to answer this piece. And means both. True, to get a true answer. So true and false will give me a false answer, using the definition of an and. Both have to be true to give a true answer. So my second one here is an or, which means at least one. This is still true. This is still false. Or means at least one of them has to be true. So my answer there is true because I do have one there. Please look at the directions. Is it asking for a truth table or a truth value? So going to number 3, we are going to write this statement in symbols first and then construct a truth table. So when we read this, we are going to circle, highlight any logical connectives that we have. So when we do this, we see that we have the word but, remember, means and not, which is my negation. So P is going to be that first simple statement. We can eat at Mickey D's. My second simple statement will be we can eat breakfast. To translate it now, we take those letters, and again, because we were writing them ourselves, we're going to go in that order. So P and not Q, because remember there was that not there. This is my symbolic form. So now we're going to do a truth table. And since we have two simple statements, we start the same way. 2 trues, 2 falses, alternating true, false, true, false. Now I'm going to look at what I want to do. And remember, if we have negations, we generally do those first, because that's on a specific statement. So we're going to do our negation of Q first. That says look at column 2. And so we're alternating, again, flipping the meaning of that, which will be false, true, false, true. Now I'm going to do my final statement. I like to, again, once it starts getting longer, I tend to number. You don't have to, but sometimes that gets rid of some of the extra symbols. So P is column 1, and not Q is column 3. I think that's a lot of times easier to look at, and you see you're dealing with 2 columns, so a ruler is okay to be used during these pieces. Or if you're on your test, use one of your extra scratch pieces of paper as a ruler across the board. So, and means both have to be true. Just a reminder, another thing that I will do a lot of times, you'll see, is I'll write the keyword. So I'm looking at column 1 right now, and I'm looking at column 3 right now. So true then false is false. True, true works. False, false does not. False, true does not. This is actually my answer to my truth table. but the whole thing is the truth table, and that's what they're asking for. You will be required on your test to show me a full truth table. So make sure you understand, and make sure, again, you're not kind of half writing a false true. Make sure it's very clear to me what you're asking for. So we're going to do one more in this video. We're going to do a longer one. So I'm going to first start off with number 4. I am hungry, and I want to eat a healthy lunch, and I want to eat in a hurry. So notice I am hungry, my P. I want to eat a healthy lunch is going to be my Q. And then my last R, in this case, I want to eat in a hurry. So I just highlighted so you could see my P, Q, and R, and since I'm defining it, I'm writing them in the order that they come in. I'm also looking, again, for these other logical connectives, and because there are 3, you have to look for the comma, because that tells you where the parentheses go, which is important for problems. So we're going to start with P, and then notice on the right side of it, we have more than one logical connective. So we're going to put the parentheses on that side. And so we will have Q and R. So that is my symbolic form. That is what I'm doing a truth table for. Because I have a P, Q, and an R, we're having 8 cases. Pairs for P, 4 truths, 4 falses. Alternating pairs in Q, alternating every other one in R. Looking at this, we do order of operations, so we're going to do the parentheses next. So that means I'm going to look at column 2 and column 3. Again, I think it's easier to look at that form, and remember the key word there is going to be both. So we're looking at column 2 and column 3, and so true then true works. True false, no. False true, no. 2 falses, no. Pair of trues works. False, false, and false. So my last column is going to be the full statement. And that looks complicated when you look at it as a whole. But if you look at this and you go back and say, this is column 1 and column 4, because this is column 4 here, it makes it a lot easier than looking at the whole piece together. You don't have to number them, but I think it does definitely help. So we are now, I'm just going to highlight what we're looking at for that last column. We're looking at P for column 1 and column 4. So we're looking for 2 trues to give us a true. So the first one works, so it'll be a true. Second one does not. Third one doesn't. Fourth one doesn't because I have a false. Fifth one doesn't. Sixth one doesn't. Seventh one doesn't. And eighth one doesn't, because we had, again, this was saying both have to be true. So that is my answer. The whole thing is my truth table.